Joe Biden is overseeing an economy that's had the lowest peacetime unemployment since World War II, lowest levels of poverty, lowest levels of uninsured people uninsured in terms of health insurance ever in the history of the country. And you just said laudatory things about him in terms of the kinds of leadership that he's modeling. And yet, this is where this is going.
I do.
His approval ratings aren't strong, and his prospects for re-election are sort of middling at best. What do you see as the disconnect there?
Look, I think it is true that a lot of people in our country don't even know what he's done. And part of that is they don't get their news from MSNBC. They get their news from social media, if they get any news at all. They don't have the kind of information that would give them confidence in knowing what their government is doing. We have this bizarre situation where bridges are being built and roads are being fixed, and people who didn't vote for the money to do that are claiming credit for it. And how are citizens supposed to make up their minds? So we have a splintered information ecosystem, which really works to the disadvantage of somebody who is not a performer in a political theater sense, but is a producer in a political results sense. How long can you talk about infrastructure? It gets boring. Let's change and talk about, Donald Trump or one of these other people who do nothing but give us negative messages, because that is so much more exciting. And at the end of the day, how people get their information is the basis on which they make decisions in a democracy. And we have a very difficult time breaking through that. So I have a lot of sympathy for what the White House goes through every day, trying to, get through to people so that they at least know, look what's been done. You can make your judgment one way or the other, but at least know what we are doing in your community to try to get us better prepared for the future. The United States is the best positioned country in the world for the future. And to think that we have leaders and people in our own country who tear us down, who undermine us, who root against us, even sometimes rooting for our adversaries, is just incredibly difficult to accept. So we have a lot of work to do, and I hope that more people will be willing to kind of take up the burden and try to deal with this sense of divisiveness, loneliness, fragmentation that really gives fertile ground for people like Trump to unfortunately peddle their wares.